Hello, I'm Todd Phillips, the editor of Canadian Auto Dealer. I'm very pleased today to have Jay Vijayan, who is the CEO and founder of Tekion, an automotive cloud-based DMS and much more provider that is really revolutionizing sort of the approach to enterprise-wide software for dealerships. So Jay, thanks for joining us here today.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you, Todd, and thanks for having me here, and thanks to Auto Dealer Magazine of Canada.
Well, thanks. It's great to have you here. So we're here in our headquarters. I appreciate making the time to come down to meet with us here today. So tell us a bit first about your background for those who may not know about you, but you're been in the entrepreneurial space, but in the disruption space. Give us a bit of your background.
Thank you for asking. Yeah. So I have been in the technology world. Started there with my career, mostly in high tech. Have been at large companies like Oracle for a long time in product and engineering organizations. I've run product teams. And then after that, VMware, one of the fast-growing technology companies, in around 2007, 2008 timeframe, spent time building systems for them from, great growth from few hundred millions to several billions. And then the first entry into automotive was, Tesla. It was a great experience, as and the world knows what Tesla is doing in terms of disruption in the automotive industry. I'm really excited about the opportunity I had there in building platforms and systems and really enabling that disruption. And then I noticed an opportunity, with the larger industry. I felt globally there was a gap. There was a gap what modern consumers are expecting and what the industry had. And I felt this is an incredible opportunity that we should go really create a platform and create a positive disruption. And that's the premise of starting Tekion in 2016. It's been an incredible journey, and it's not without challenges, without barriers. And fortunately, I think I have a phenomenal team, have been having incredible support from the industry, and I think we delivered truly a disruptive technology platform to the industry. And so far, the validation has been nothing but phenomenal and really strong. Globally started with the US, and we're really excited in expanding in Canada. That's in short. We'd love to share more.
Sure. So you come from one disruptor and you come into an industry that certainly in the DMS space arguably was maybe ripe for some disruption and some changes. We were talking earlier about the love-hate relationship dealers have with some of their DMS providers. So you came out with a new approach. I guess you went in stealth mode for a while when you left Tesla and built this, and then came to market. So tell us about the value proposition about Tekion for those who haven't heard about it. So.
Absolutely. I think one of the things, I keep it very brief, but industry problems, which you and your viewers may know, obviously, is one, the technology evolution in the automotive retail software space has not been great at all, right? So quite a bit of siloed systems and creating a lot of friction. What I'm talking about is to run a business, a dealership. Today I've heard across primarily in Canada and in the US, dealers run anywhere between 20 to even I've heard up to 100 different solutions, point solutions. Of course, there are several complementary solutions, nothing wrong in that, but end of the day, what we need to think about is most important for all of us is consumers, our customers and our consumers. They need to get the best experience. They need to get a good amount of transparency. They need to feel they're in control. And this has been proven in the technology world, over and over again by technology companies, the big ones like Apple, Google, Amazon, which we all know. There are many others. And I think that day to day, we all use iPhones and we use Google for search and many other things. And Amazon for shopping. Consumers start expecting in every part of their life, right? Why not for buying an automotive? Why not the same experience for servicing my car? Why not engaging with my dealer or engaging with my OEM? So that is the biggest thing that we wanted to solve, is how do you remove the friction? Because you are one Todd Phillips in today's world, unfortunately, when you walk into a dealership, and I've been there, even if I've gone there for 9 times and the 10th time they still ask all of my details again. And on the contrary, if you look at something like Amazon, you may have shopped at 5 years ago, but today I know we shop every 5 minutes, but even if you shopped 5 years ago, it remembers who you are and remembers your preferences. You don't have to repeat entering all the information. So that needs to change. The reason for that in the dealership world is because of the siloed system. Todd Phillips, sorry to pick your name, but point is, it's in multiple systems. So there are like multiple Todd Phillips. The DMS has one, the CRM has one, the digital retailing has one. Not all the time the records are the same. And that's when you get not a great smooth experience as a consumer. So fundamentally, that's what we wanted to change. How do we deliver a modern technology platform that continues to evolve, a cloud native solution? And how do you make sure that it is one Todd Phillips or it's one Jay Vijayan? That's how reality exists. It's only one person. So why do you need duplicate records across systems? How does that reconcile? And when I go through my buying or shopping experience, how do I get a seamless experience? And how do I get the transparency and how do I get a good feel that I'm in control versus the other way? So that is the biggest value proposition of Tekion. Being a cloud native platform, we run the entire retail business in one single platform, having a centralized view of 360 of the consumer. And we also create complementary systems. It's not that we have one system to do everything. There is always a need for an ecosystem. We created a partner cloud and an open API, and most advanced, so it is seamless. We still don't compromise that data exchange and one consumer record view, and we deliver the value. And that is the biggest value proposition of Tekion. And the follow on to that is, how does the system evolve? Again, going back to our consumer world example, you get in your smartphone, Android or Apple, we get app updates, which we really, most of the time, we don't even realize there is new features. Every time you turn on the app, you get it. So why not the business app being the same, right? So it should evolve. And that's another bigger value proposition is, as the industry evolves with, selling EVs and autonomous cars and, there are many things, ride sharing. Why shouldn't the system evolve to enable our partners, which is dealers and OEMs, how we can deliver that evolution enablement through the platform itself? So those are the big things that we are delivering as part of Tekion platform.
It's interesting. Sounds something that a lot of OEMs have been asking for, this omni-channel experience, but then you've had to wade into the world of the OEMs might approve a website vendor or provider or a short list, but then the dealers have autonomy over what they pick. So even across the dealer network, it could be a real hodgepodge of a bunch of different systems that frustrates the OEM, I guess, in terms of data and all that sort of stuff. So you've had to wade into that world of the existing business model with a disruptive new approach. How's that been, trying to get both those parties who sometimes don't trust one another to be on the same page? And what's been your experience with that?
It's a great question, and it's honestly, thanks for opening that up. It's an elephant in the room. Right? At the end of the day, yes. The important aspect of it is, yes, I completely understand, the dealers need to protect their business and the OEMs need to protect their brand. It's not that it's lost on them, it's just that in the thick of things, they probably miss this and maybe forget it. What we have been educating, but once you educate them, there is a good amount of realization. The education is, end of the day, you need to look at the consumer. So what's your goal, right? If you ask the OEM, what's the goal? You need to sell more, you need to deliver great experience and keep loyal customers. Ask the dealer, same answer, sell more, keep loyal customers and give a great experience. So when the goals are the same, why do you need to be divided? So if you can think about how do you work together to deliver towards that same goal? And unfortunately, the biggest thing that we found out over and over again. And in fact, there are dealer groups that has a large dealer group, multiple, not only one. One of the dealer principal owner of a large group, his answer was, he said, Jay, the biggest thing for us, our hands are tied behind our back when we compete with many of the direct sellers is technology. And I felt technology can be an enabler to provide that transparency and bring dealers and OEM together. Instead of being, divided on things, if they can come together and say, okay, to serve the consumer and deliver what they're looking for, let's work together and let's find solutions to, deliver what the consumer, and then they'll keep coming back. And you can, provide the first thing is to provide the best experience, provide the transparency and what consumers are looking for, so that they are not going elsewhere to get what they're looking for. I'm talking about, many of these direct selling organizations. If you can provide that as part of a technology solution, then yeah, consumers are going to, gravitate towards that. I think I feel it resonates really well, and it's not an easy one, like you said. It's something we continue to say, we are neutral as a technology platform. We are not siding towards an OEM, we are not siding towards a dealer, but end of the day, we know as we need to protect both of the businesses, but end of the day, how do you ensure the common goal of delivering a great experience, delivering that transparency and keeping the loyalty of a consumer through our technology platform. So that's been our value proposition, and I think it's been resonating really well. It takes a little bit of effort to keep explaining and bringing that up, and the moment we do that, and it's been really good. I think both dealers and OEMs have been embracing it really well.
Well, I know on the website you've got a number of testimonials from all kinds of dealers, dealer groups, OEMs. It seems to be really catching on. Certainly the investment and the support and evaluation of the company has been skyrocketing, so kudos to you for that. You're only 4 years old already, really a central player now in the industry. So I have to ask a question though, because for a lot of dealers, and we were chatting earlier, that to change a DMS system is not just like a heart transplant, it's like a lung transplant. Right. It's not something they want to do every day. And you've got a different model where there's a couple things. One is that they own the data, you're really transparent, and that they can cancel within 30 days. And I know we were talking earlier, that seemed like a very disruptive thing, because a lot of dealers feel hostage to long-term contracts and fees and stuff. So tell us about that part of the disruption, not only on the technology experience, but just on the how to do business with Tekion model. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's an important one. When we, the fundamental philosophy, when I started the company and as we progress forward, is we wanted to make sure that we solve pretty much all of the industry problems in one shot. And we don't want it to be an incrementally better solution. We want it to be overwhelmingly compelling solution for dealers. The big problems we laid out, on the table and said, like, what are the things that dealers are facing? So one, the technology is very antiquated. So we created a most modern technology platform, and that is cloud native, and it will continue to evolve very quickly. And many of our dealer partners, you may have seen in the testimonials, watch for that, like how, they and their teams are pleasantly surprised to get new features very quickly. Second, because of the antiquated technology, I think dealers have been held hostage in the past with long contracts, and we got rid of that very clearly. One of the things is we truly believe in our platform, and in a good way, it keeps us on our toes to earn the business of our dealers every month, right? That's why it's a 30-day cancellation. It is a big deal for a dealer as well, and you mentioned this, and many of the dealers I've spoken to in the early days mentioned this, that switching a DMS is like a heart and lung transplant done together. So why dealers are smart, business people. So why would a smart business person switch to something if it does what it's supposed to do? Why would they go and do a heart and lung transplant to their business voluntarily? There's no reason. Only reason they do it many times is because it is not serving the purpose. It's creating a lot more disruption than enablement. And we strongly felt we need to get rid of that. And that way, we earn their business, and we deserve their business, and we continue to, deliver what the business needs. And that's been received phenomenally well by our dealers, because we need to give that freedom. And that way, if a dealer decides to switch, then we haven't stepped up and we don't deserve their business. Maybe we need to do better next time. So that's been phenomenal as well. And then the final one is data. And to be honest with you, as I mentioned, making it simple. And one of the things I gave to my teams internally is our contract should be the simplest in the industry, not only in the automotive industry, any industry. And I think they've done that, because we very rarely, almost, we never get issues with a contract with any dealer, because it's so simple and straightforward with cancellation notice and data. Clearly, we give it in writing that our dealers own their data. We just license it to run their business on our technology platform. And it's very simple, straightforward. We want it to be super open and no-brainer decision for a dealer. And it's been great, because we've been growing large dealer groups, and validation has been phenomenal. In fact, in North America, we literally run the world's largest dealership on our platform, which is first time ever it has happened in the 50 years outside of the 2 legacy providers that's been in the industry for that long, and maybe longer than that.
Fantastic story. So now you're here in Canada. Appreciate you being here in Ontario. So obviously you're having some meetings up here with OEMs and dealers and such. So what are the growth plans for Canada? I know you're staffing up a bit here. I mean, it started in the States, but you're starting to really expand that global footprint. So
absolutely. From the beginning, we were very clear. Immediately after the US, we will expand in Canada. And we've started that work last year, and now we are putting in significant investment to expand and grow in Canada. And the partnerships also is growing. We have a great meeting with one of the OEMs today, and we are meeting with some large dealer groups as well. So we have some great early dealer partners on our platform, and then continue to grow and expand. We've hired some strong talent. We continue to hire, and the goal is to double our employee size in Canada within the next 6 months, and continue to grow and expand. So I'm really excited. As you know, that's the purpose of my visit, and we'll make more visits here. Me and Napo Ramtin, who runs my commercial operations, is also here. So yeah, I think it's a very important market for us. And I've met Canadian dealers. They've visited us in the past in the US, and now I'm here, so we'll continue to invest more and expand in Canada. Really excited about it.
Well, that's great. Any other thoughts about how dealers can reach out? If a dealer watches this interview and says, "Hey, I'm interested," how do they contact Tekion in Canada? What's the?
Absolutely. I think Peter, whom I'll share the contact details. So we have he runs our Canada business. He's our solutions director and also business development in Canada. So what we'll do is I'll share his details, email address, and he'll be the single point to go to. Of course, from a Tekion perspective, support@tekion.com, anyone can reach out anytime, not only our dealer partners from outside, but specifically sales@tekion.com, and then Canada specific, Peter is the single point person who runs the Canada business. So we'll make sure dealers have a single point contact to reach out to us.
Okay, well, Peter's here. We'll make sure to get a photo of him, put his face up on screen.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
All right. I appreciate you coming in today. It's fantastic. Great interview. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Signing off.